Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news today. I want to talk about someone whose rise in the NFL has been nothing short of remarkable. Reed Blankenship, a name that many Eagles fans have come to cherish, especially after that unforgettable Super Bowl victory. You see, Reed wasn't a high-profile draft pick, nor was he expected to make such a splash so quickly. In fact, he entered the league as an undrafted free agent, a guy fighting to find his place, fighting to prove himself at every step. And what did he do? He defied all odds, earning a spot on the roster, becoming a key contributor on Philadelphia's defense, and eventually lifting the Lombardi Trophy as a starting safety in Super Bowl LIX. That's the kind of story that NFL dreams are made of, the kind that inspires young players across the league. But here's where things get complicated, and I want to break this down for you because it's a story that's still unfolding and could have major repercussions for the Eagles' future. Despite his incredible impact on the field, Reed Blankenship finds himself in what many would call a contractual limbo. This isn't just about money, it's about respect, valuation, and the long-term future of a player who's proven he can perform at the highest level. Right now, Reed is earning around $3.5 million per year, a figure that doesn't come close to reflecting his contributions, his production, or his potential market value. It's a stark contrast when you look at the numbers he's posted over the past season, numbers that put him among the top safeties in the league. During the 2024 season, Reed put up some impressive stats, finishing with 78 combined tackles, 52 of those solo, along with 6 pass deflections and a career-high 4 interceptions. For a player who started in every game, those numbers are a clear indicator of his importance to the defense. Not to mention his playoff performances, which were clutch and decisive. In the wild-card round, he had 11 tackles, a forced fumble that helped set the tone for the Eagles' defense. Then, in the NFC Championship against Washington, he added 7 tackles and a fumble recovery, playing a critical role in securing that dominant victory. And of course, his shining moment came in Super Bowl LIX, where he started in the biggest game of all, delivering 3 tackles in a 40-22 win that gave Philadelphia their second Lombardi Trophy in recent history. This is a player who's proven time and again that he's capable of elevating his game under pressure. His playoff run was spectacular, and his regular season numbers, totaling 215 tackles, 19 pass deflections, and 8 interceptions over his career, are comparable to some of the best safeties in the league. In fact, only a handful of players in the NFL have matched or surpassed those stats in recent years, including Julian Love, Jesse Bates, and Xavier McKinney. It's clear that Reed Blankenship is not just a solid player, he's a high-end starter, a vital piece of the Eagles' defense, and someone who can be the cornerstone of the secondary for years to come. Yet, despite all this, the Eagles are in a strange situation. They haven't initiated talks about a contract extension, and the silence is deafening. Sources, including Eagles insider Anthony Dibona, have confirmed that as of now, there are no negotiations underway. This is particularly perplexing because Reed's current contract is set to expire after the 2025 season, and with training camp right around the corner, the situation becomes even more urgent. Think about it. Philadelphia has a relatively young secondary, especially after trading C.J. Gardner-Johnson to Houston. The team is now leaning heavily on a secondary filled with rookies and young players like Kelly Ringo, Cooper DeJean, and Quinion Mitchell, all of whom are 23 or younger. That makes Reed, at 26, the veteran leader, the experienced head who's supposed to guide and mentor this young group. His leadership is going to be crucial as the Eagles look to defend their title, especially since the secondary has seen significant turnover in recent seasons. Maintaining stability and experience in the back end is vital, and Reed Blankenship has shown he's ready to step into that role. Now, the big question is, why aren't the Eagles moving to lock him up? Well, they have about $7 million in salary cap space, which is more than enough to make a competitive offer. The organization's approach seems to be a calculated risk. Perhaps they believe they can sign him at a discount, or maybe they're waiting to see if he replicates or exceeds his previous performance in 2025 before making a big commitment. But the risk is clear. If Reed has another stellar season, if he continues to develop and prove he's worth a top-tier safety contract, the Eagles could face losing him in free agency, potentially for a hefty price. The market for safeties has evolved rapidly in recent years. Analysts suggest that Reed could command somewhere around $15 million a year, maybe even pushing into the $20 million range if he has a career year. That's a massive jump from his current deal, and it raises questions about whether Philadelphia is willing to pay that premium. On the other hand, they might be banking on the fact that they can sign him for less, leveraging his current team-friendly deal as a bargaining chip. But in doing so, they risk alienating a player who has already shown he's a game changer. From a strategic perspective, it's a fascinating debate. Do the Eagles see Reed as a long-term piece, or are they prepared to let him test free agency and potentially lose him? Considering their recent roster moves, including trading away other key players and relying heavily on youth, it seems they're trying to strike a balance between building for the future and competing now. The fact that they haven't even started discussions on an extension suggests they're cautious, or perhaps even unsure about how much they value him in the long run. And let's not forget, the NFL is a league driven by big contracts, and safeties, especially those who can make game-changing plays, are now being paid like the top-tier players on the field. The Eagles' approach could backfire if Reed continues to ascend and becomes a star on the open market. It's a gamble, and one that could either pay off handsomely or cost them dearly. Looking ahead, as training camp approaches, all eyes will be on this situation. Will the Eagles finally pull the trigger and lock Reed Blankenship into a long-term deal? Or will they gamble on his continued development, risking that he might be lured away by another team offering him the money he's truly worth? Either way, it's a storyline that could define their season, especially with the added pressure of defending a Super Bowl title. Philadelphia's defense, after all, has been a cornerstone of their recent success, and losing a player like Blankenship could have ripple effects. The secondary is young, inexperienced, but talented. They need leadership, stability, and a player who understands what it takes to win in the NFL. Reed has shown he can rise to that challenge. The question now is whether the Eagles see him as part of their long-term future or if they're willing to let him walk away for the right price. This situation also highlights the broader challenges teams face in managing their rosters in a salary cap era, where every dollar spent can have a significant impact on their ability to build a championship roster. Philadelphia, with their cap space and young core, might be playing a delicate game of chess, trying to maximize their chances of repeating as champions without overextending financially. But with the season looming, the clock is ticking, and fans are eager to see how this story unfolds. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you believe Reed Blankenship deserves a big extension? Should the Eagles prioritize locking him up now, or are they right to wait and see if he can replicate his success in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news.